How's it guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be chatting all about Instagram and how exactly one can grow their page. It can be really tricky to master, so I want to chat about my 5 top strategies that I employ on how to grow your Instagram page organically in 2019. So as we all know, there are various ways of growing your channel. Many people, unfortunately, they buy followers, they even buy engagement and likes. If you are using your Instagram channel to feed back to other channels such as your YouTube or your business website, if your followers are not authentic and genuine, it's not going to really help you. So what I would like to help you with is my 5 top tips to grow your page organically. So we know that the Insta game is always changing. It can be really hard to keep up with the algorithms. I want to show you a little bit about my blog. It's called Sincerely Blonde. It's a lifestyle and beauty blog. I post quite a variety of content surrounding lifestyle, like food, travel, as well as beauty. Okay, so let's jump right into the tips. And here is my tip number 1, which is really being strategic about hashtags. So obviously, we hear a lot about hashtags and it can be a bit like, okay, I've heard that a million times before, but what I want to chat about is being smart with your hashtags. Basically, hashtags help people to find you, especially if your page is really small. It opens up the community of Instagram to you and they can discover you if you're using the right hashtags. So a lot of people make the mistake in that they use really generic high volume hashtags. Like let's look, for example, now at the hashtag makeup. So as you can see in this picture, the hashtag for makeup has 232 something million posts. So if you're posting a picture with the hashtag makeup and you have a small following, most people are not going to see it because the rate at which other posts are being uploaded with the hashtag makeup, your post is literally going to disappear into nothingness. So you are competing against all of those people to get your little spot of limelight. So what I recommend is going for a hashtag with a smaller search volume. Let's say, for example, a hashtag like makeup today. It's got about 120 something thousand posts. So you can see that the pool that you're competing against has really shrunk, and now you stand a chance of actually standing out and someone actually coming across your content, especially someone who doesn't know you, and if they look at your feed and they like what they see, they might end up following you. And then what you could also do is get a bit more specific, like actually hashtag the product that you are using. For example, let's say you're doing a makeup look and then you hashtag the Essence mascara or the even Essence lash princess. When I say like low volume, we're looking like a small volume hashtag is one under 50,000 different posts, and then like medium is maybe between 50,000 to 100,000, and then like a large is like 100,000 to 500,000. So if your page is new and you're really hoping to get discovered, then I would really recommend looking for hashtags with a volume under 500,000, not even like super high volume, like in the 200 millions. You're probably not going to have a chance of getting found. And what you could also do is look for other bloggers, especially in your local community, like say, for example, South Africa or America or wherever you're living, and go log on their pages, see what hashtags they are using, because it can give you some inspiration as to what hashtags are quite popular in your niche. And also when it comes to hashtags, you can try and search hashtags that repost pictures. Like for example, if you're a travel blogger, you could use a hashtag such as Dame Traveler or postcards from around the world, and they actually repost those pictures onto their page if they like the look of the picture, which opens up like a huge amount of people to your profile who have never heard of you. And then I would also recommend following the hashtags of people in your community. So for example, if you are a vegan blogger, following hashtags relating to vegan food recipes, or if you're a makeup blogger, makeup hashtags. Following those hashtags really helps you, because that leads on to my second point, which is engaging with the community. So my second point is about engaging with the community. So Instagram is a social app. Obviously, it's social media, so it's there to collaborate and connect with other people. So one of the most imperative things is connecting with other people in your niche. So that means your niche at large. Like for example, if you're a beauty blogger, it might be makeup bloggers, but then for example you're a beauty blogger in South Africa, so you need to follow bloggers in South Africa. I would recommend looking for hashtags like Cape Town beauty blogger or South African beauty blogger, and following that hashtag and starting to actually follow those accounts, not for the purpose of them following you back, but to actually make yourself a known figure in that industry. So for example, if you start following well-known beauty bloggers and you start commenting on their pages, people might see those comments and go and click on your page. They might see, oh, here's another beauty blogger, let me follow their page too. So it kind of puts you into that group of beauty bloggers in South Africa or beauty bloggers in London. Also, when you're connecting with people similar to you, you can possibly suggest things such as collaborations, and that once again widens your reach. And let's say you have 1,000 followers and your friend has 1,000 followers. It can be sort of like a collaboration between the two of you, and you're both getting access to each other's audiences, which can be really, really great for growth. So I would really recommend trying to build genuine relationships with people who can help support your content, and maybe they'll also share it if they think it's relevant to their audiences. And never underestimate what you can actually learn from other bloggers. You can see what content is working well, you can watch how they engage with their audience, you might see what they're doing right, you might spot what they're doing wrong. So I really, really think it's important to firstly look out for the industry leaders in your niche, as well as fellow people that are on a very similar playing field to you, and help push you into being a better content creator. So speaking of content creators, so social media content creators are there to create content. Now, while that content very much is visual, it's the photo that you may be taking or the video that you're creating, what is so important is actually the text that you are writing. So a lot of people downplay it and think, okay, I'm just going to put a little emoji or a little heart, and obviously that is okay every now and then. But in general, you really want to put content out there that people find both engaging and highly shareable. Once again, to snowball your Instagram growth, you need your content to reach a wider audience. If you only have 1,000 followers, you are really limited as to how many people can see your content. So if you create content that's shareable, say someone shares it as 500 followers, someone shares it as 2,000 followers, your net has just widened a lot. So really creating content that is valuable and ultimately shareable. That's why some people can grow their Instagram by providing content that's very humorous, because people really like it and they want to tag their friends. So that's why, your content could maybe be coming from a serious angle or like a more educational angle, or it could be more humorous, like, who else has felt this way, tag a friend in the comments below. Because tagging friends in the comments below increases your chances of being seen, it increases your reach, and it widens your net. That's why it can also be really helpful to ask a question in your caption. So for example, like who has a friend who might enjoy reading this article, tag them below. So we've even seen the fact that many people don't even have websites anymore. They've turned their Instagram into a microblog, and that's totally okay. And it shows us that it is actually like a blog function. It's a place to write down your thoughts. So I would encourage you to try in your posts a few times a week, creating longer, more meaningful posts. Not just posts that are like living my best life, having the champagne, but actually like out there that's more meaningful, that people will feel like, hey, I'm really enjoying this and I really want to share this person's profile with other people. Am I being intentional with my captions and with my stories? It doesn't happen by accident unless you have something that goes viral, which is like for the 1 in a millionth person. So for most people, unfortunately, it has to be strategic. And then what I'd really recommend is actually going into the insights of your social media. If you have a business account on your Instagram, you can look on the insights and you can see, like, for example, you can see there if it was saved or sent. If people are saving it or sending it, that's actually like such a good sign. It means that they have either saved your content because they want to go back to it later, they might want to refer to it at a later stage, or they've sent it to their friends. Really, really recommend looking at those insights and really seeing like which of my posts are people sharing, which ones are they saving, because that's a good sign and I need to create more of that content. So to summarize with that point, Instagram is about storytelling. It's about creating great content that people want to read the end of the caption. In today's attention economy, that's like a great feat. And it's about making sure that if they reach the end, that they convert in some way, whether that is going to look at your website, or if it's commenting below or liking the picture, that there's some sort of conversion that takes place. Because in social media, we're always looking for some sort of conversion. Like, is the user doing what we would like them to do? So speaking of insights, something that's really, really important is actually using your insights to your advantage. So I've spoken a bit about like looking at what posts are being saved, what posts are being sent. My fourth post, which is understanding your insights specifically with your hashtags. So when it comes to hashtags, which I touched on in my first point, hashtags need to be rotated, and I need to stress this enough. So there's a lot of like mystical talk on like shadow banning, and if that actually happens in Instagram themselves have, you know, never really like come upright and said, okay, shadow banning happens. But there is a lot of like truth in that. Why do some of my posts have a lot of discoverability and others like get so little likes? It can really leave someone feeling very demoralized. So what I really recommend is rotating your hashtags. You can see here one post where the hashtag discoverability was really good. So you can see here in this post that over 2,400 people discovered this post via hashtag, which is like really good for my insights. So now look at the next photo. Was very similar, like in terms of the actual content, but with different hashtags. And look at the hashtag discoverability. It's only 809. I can definitely see in that the hashtags used in the second photo were not really as successful, and that helps me to like sit up, be like, okay, which hashtags did I use? What were the different ones? Because it is often a little bit of a similarity. So I would really, really recommend using your analytics in terms of your actual hashtags. And you can find that again when you click on when you're looking in your feed and it says view insights. If you scroll down to the bottom, you will see how people discovered that post, whether it's from the home screen, from your profile, or from hashtag. If you are constantly using the same hashtags, what I recommend is having two groups that are like pre-planned and well thought out. So once again, going back to the previous tip on hashtag volume, plugging them into a group 1 hashtag, a group 2 hashtag, and then alternating for the different content. That once again feeds back into the insights. You can see which ones are working better than others. And making sure that your hashtags are actually tailored to your content. You can see here I use my Apple notepad, which makes it really, really quick, because as we know that the first like 10 or 15 minutes of posting a picture on Instagram is crucial, guys. The engagement that you get in the first 10 or 15 minutes, it pretty much tells Instagram that, hey, this photo is what people want to see. People like this photo, so show it to more people. But really the first 10 to 15 minutes are crucial. So you don't want to waste those 10 minutes busy searching hashtags. So that's why I use the notepad here, because I can quickly just copy and I can paste my hashtags. Within a minute, everything is up, the photo is ready. Then what I sometimes do is engage with some of the hashtags immediately that I've put in my post. So let's just say I have hashtag Meat Free Monday. I immediately go and I engage in some of the photos that have been posted today or in the recent hour or so with that same hashtag. For some reason, for me, it really, really does help my discoverability. So I take maybe 4 or 5 hashtags from that list that I've just posted. Maybe the hashtag list is about 15. I pick about 4 or 5 of the hashtags and I quickly go and spend 2 minutes on each of those hashtags, just liking a few of those posts that are with the same hashtag as mine. Okay guys, I'm now moving on to my final point. I think that's really, really, for me, quite critical, which is searchability. For example, my name is Rachel, but my blog name is Sincerely Blonde. So a lot of people then put in their bio like, oh, it's just Rachel Williams. Now the problem with that is that most people maybe in the industry, if they hear about me, they'll be like, okay, that blog's Sincerely Blonde. So if they're going on to Instagram, they are going to go and I'll search for that. And they might not know that my name is actually Rachel. So what I recommend is in your bio, which is like really, really important, like you have only so many characters that you can use in your Instagram bio, is to include your name and your brand name, or what it is that you do specifically. So for example, you can see here in my picture, I've got Rachel and I've got slash or dash, whatever that is, Sincerely Blonde. So if someone types in Sincerely Blonde, I'm going to come up first, because obviously there are many different profiles on Instagram with similar names to yours, and others might rank higher than yours, especially if it's like location based. So you just want to make sure that you're plugging your name in there again. Alternatively, what you could also do is that people are increasingly using Instagram as a search engine tool. So for example, let's say you're a fitness coach or you're a makeup artist, you could put that also in your bio. So for example, I'm not a makeup artist, let's just say I was, and you could be like Rachel dash makeup artist Joburg or makeup artist CT. So someone might type in like makeup artist in Instagram, and you have a chance of showing up, because that is actually taken into consideration in Instagram ranking. So like for example, if you're like a fitness coach or a dietitian, you could be like Rachel dash dietitian or Rachel dash fitness coach. And it also helps people to know very quickly what it is that you're about, because remember, people scan your profile really, really quickly and they make that decision in milliseconds if they want to follow your page or not. So guys, that kind of summarizes my 5 tips on growing your Instagram. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments or via Instagram DMs if there's any other like techie sort of videos that you'd like me to cover. But if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and share it with anyone that you think might benefit from this. Growing your Instagram page can be slow, but really it's so worth it to grow it organically, because there's nothing better than having a properly engaged audience. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you found it useful, and I will see you in my next video.